Dan's my guy, and we're gonna go forever. We're in this for the long run, and maybe our journeys might cross again one day.
Shout out to Juan Gotti Talking Sports. You know what it is.
Shout out Juan Gotti Talking Sports.
The way that we live is not for everybody.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
How do you think the rest of Jaden Daniels' career is going to go? If we're, 6, 7 games into Jaden Daniels' career, and he's already milking injuries?
Niggas stop saying my name, you dick riding bastard. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she cry for him, and shawty is the winner. You can tell that shawty love again now, she's confident.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah!
Now look, I could see the comments already. Juan, you're clickbaiting. Juan, this is not gonna happen. Juan, you're tripping. Well, if you don't believe me, hear from Micah Parsons himself.
Dan's my guy. Even going through the process over the years, he's always reached out, just checking on me as a person. Never really caring about football, always telling me how much his wife missed me.
Hey, yo.
And, and how he hopes to see me in Hawaii one day. And, that's just my guy. Like, he knows that's like, father figure, uncle, however you want to put it. That's my guy, and, we're going to go forever. We're in this for the long run, and, maybe our journeys might cross again one day.
Micah Parsons wants to play for the Washington Commanders. So, earlier today, I was scrolling social media, and I came across Micah Parsons and a message that he sent to Dan Quinn, because they asked him in the media, of course, about Dan Quinn as he's about to face the Washington Commanders, and we know their history. And for like the millionth time, Micah Parsons talked about wanting to play with Dan Quinn and talking about how much he misses Dan Quinn and vice versa, with Dan Quinn missing him as well. Like, they love each other, man. Like, Micah Parsons was at his best, arguably, with Dan Quinn at the helm, so you can actually understand why he may feel that way about Dan Quinn. And I told you all, Micah Parsons will be a Washington Commander. Now, he just signed a 4-year extension with the Green Bay Packers, becoming the most expensive, highest paid football player in history, non-quarterback, of course, right? And he won't be here in the next 4 years or whatnot, but I guarantee, as long as Dan Quinn is here, and as long as Micah Parsons is in this league, he will play for the Washington Commanders at some point. He wants to be a Washington Commander. Like, it's clear as day. Even back during his time in Dallas, he could never stop talking about the Washington Commanders and how positive he feels about them and how much he loves Dan Quinn and how much he loves Jaden Daniels. He literally said Jaden Daniels is the next Patrick Mahomes.
I understand they're just an explosive team starting with that quarterback, and it just means a lot more. You got to get to him. You know what I mean?
What is the key to slowing down and containing Jaden Daniels?
Oh, man, it's hard. He's just one of them guys that, like, no matter what you can just try to contain the whole time. You can power him. He can go through the A and B gaps, get outside of you. It's hard, you know what I mean?
Who is really talking about their division rival at the time in that much positive manner? Like, he loves the Commanders. And for me personally, I wish Micah Parsons wasn't in our division. I wish he was like on Green Bay and got traded into the division or something like that, because then I felt like we would have had a chance to snag him. But there was no way in hell the Washington Commanders were going to be able to get Micah Parsons from Dallas via trade. But I guarantee you, man, at some point, he is going to be a Washington Commander. So this quote is from Micah Parsons on Dan Quinn. He says, "Dan is my guy. Even going through the process over the years, he's always reached out, just checking on me as a person. Never really cared about football, always telling me how much his wife misses me and how he wants to see me in Hawaii one day. That's just my guy. He knows he's just like a father figure to me, an uncle, however you want to put it. That's my guy, and we're going to go forever. We're in this for a long run, and maybe our journeys might cross again one day." Again, listen to that. If you didn't want to believe it from me, Juan Gotti, telling you, this is from Micah Parsons himself, maybe our journey isn't over and we cross paths again one day. And I quote, per Micah Parsons on Dan Quinn, maybe our journeys is not over together and we cross paths one day. If that does not sound like a person that wants to play for the Washington Commanders, I don't know what does then. He wants to be here. And man, I would love a Micah Parsons. And you want to know what's crazy about it? At the end of his contract, he will only be 31 years old at that time because he signed a 4-year extension with the Green Bay Packers. And I'm sure he has, one more year deal, 1 more year left on his rookie deal. So let's just say roughly 32 years old. That's still not that old in terms of the NFL. He still may have some quality years. I mean, look at Von Miller. He's 36 and we have him. He's 36, so of course, maybe he's not his prime, self or whatnot, but he still is going to be damn good. He's projected to be an undrafted free agent in 2030, and he'll be 31 years old. Green Bay has a potential out of the contract that they gave him after the 2028 season. So let's just say for intents and purposes, he's not necessarily living up to the contract, or they feel like they got all they can get out of him at 29. He's kind of slowing down, whatever. He's not producing the same. I highly doubt that's going to be the case. But let's just say for this example, they're not getting the return on investment that they thought they were going to get. Well, in 2028, after the season, they could get out of that contract, and he'll be 29, 30 years old, entering free agency at that point, or being a free agent for that matter. So, again, I don't know when our paths are going to collide with Micah Parsons. It's not an if at this point. It's just a matter of time when it's going to happen. And I'm booking it right now. He'll be a Burgundy and Gold member by the time we're in that new stadium. RFK 2.0 is set to be open in 2029, 2030, around that time. Micah Parsons is going to be a Washington Commander. As long as Dan Quinn is still around. As long as Dan Quinn is still around, we're still successful. We're still really good. He's going to play with the Washington Commanders one day. And for that matter, so will Malik Nabers. Now, I'm being a little bit facetious with Malik Nabers. I'm just being, hypothetical in that sense. But we talked about it on the post-game show with my guy TP. He said, man, when you say Malik Nabers, he's a Giants fan, by the way, if you guys haven't checked it out. He said, man, when you said Malik Nabers to Washington before, I was like, man, you tripping. But after Sunday, he said, man, it may have some serious legs. Because, again, you guys may have known this by now, but Malik Nabers and Brian Dable, they got into it, right? Of course, they're going to cover it up and say, hey, it's just competitors being competitors. And that may be true, but it's something to that. Malik Nabers is slowly becoming frustrated with the New York Giants organization. And it could be another example of the Giants ruining a great player. He wants to win. And equally as important is that he wants to play with Jaden Daniels. And who wouldn't? Who wouldn't want to play with 5? But this is his best friend.
Before we get any further into today's video, I want to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, SeatGeek. If you're trying to go to a game, concert, or any live event, SeatGeek is the place to go. I actually got my tickets for week 1 against the New York Giants using SeatGeek, and honestly, I use it for all my event purchases. What I love about SeatGeek is how simple it is to find the best deals. They rate every seat on a scale from green to red. Green means you're getting a great deal. Red means it's a little overpriced. That way you know you're buying with confidence and getting your money's worth. Plus, they even offer protection ticket plans so you don't have to worry about your tickets getting lost or stolen. And the best part about it all is they're hooking y'all up with the code. Use juangottibusiness at checkout and you'll get 10% off your first purchase.
Anytime he talks about Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders, he said, yeah, man, I can't say nothing bad about them. They got my best friend at quarterback. You know what I mean? So he wants to play for us. And look at the before and after, right? Before the game, he's all smiley, dancy, running around, shadow boxing with Jaden Daniels. And then after the game, he's sitting on the bench with the towel over his head like this, man. Like this. Fed up with the New York Giants. And I don't blame him. Because if I'm Malik Nabers, I'm a damn dog. I deserve the ball. I deserve a quarterback that's going to get it to me. Because he's arguably one of the best receivers in the league already. And he has that trajectory. Yes, I'm talking about Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase trajectory. That is the trajectory Malik Nabers is on. At the end of this season, he can be the third best wide receiver in the game. That's how good he is. But he's going to get held back by the New York Giants. And it wouldn't surprise me if after this year, he requests a trade. He requests a trade if things don't change. Again, he's already showing the signs now. Hey, look. Don't shoot the messenger, man. I'm just here reporting the news. One, with Malik Nabers being kind of hypothetical, and obviously we have no serious concrete evidence with that one, so not really much about him. But Micah Parsons, it's out there. It's been out there for years. Going back to his podcast days with Trayvon Diggs, he had Trayvon Diggs on. Trayvon Diggs is another guy that loves Dan Quinn. They love DQ, man. And why wouldn't you? When he was the defensive coordinator in Dallas, he had that defense hooping. Why do you think they were so good? How do you think they found Trayvon Diggs in terms of his success? How do you think they found Deron Bland? Because of Dan Quinn's defense. How do you think Micah Parsons was able to start his career off with 13.5 sacks? 13.5 sacks. Because Dan Quinn got the best out of him and utilized him in ways he only knew how. That's why they love DQ. So Commanders fans, buckle up. I'm telling you, it's going to be an exciting next 10 years. Hopefully with 5 and DQ. And we'll look back in 4 years from now, and Micah Parsons will be entering year 30 at age 30, and he'll be a Commander. And again, we got Von Miller, who's 36. We got Bobby Wagner, who's 34, 35. We have Zach Ertz, who is 34, 35, right? We have the oldest roster in the NFL. So if you don't think Micah Parsons is a true potential landing spot here in Washington in the future, after his 4 years with Green Bay, you're tripping. As long as things stay put how they are, Micah Parsons will be a Washington Commander. With that being said, let me know what you guys think about this video down below in the comment section. How do you feel about Micah Parsons to the Commanders? I think he just confirmed that he wants to be a Washington Commander. Again, this is nothing new to me. Shouldn't be nothing new to you because we always are talking about Micah Parsons here on the channel because, again, he makes it so obvious that he wants to be a Washington Commander. With that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. It's always been boy Juan Gotti. We're on the road to 11,000 subscribers. Maybe we hit it by then. But as of right now, we still have not hit it. So help me get there as soon as possible. Love each and every one of y'all. See y'all later. I'm out.
Ballin' like I'm Deshaun, throw the bomb, G. That's IG, my jersey never seen a line.